Now available on Tata Sky channel number 526.
Welcome to Magic Bricks, now India's first property channel. You're watching the Urban Debate. I'm Faye D'Souza. Let's look at the very bleak headlines for today. A fresh fire breaks out at Deonar. 10 fire engines with 70 fire brigade personnel have been pressed into service as we speak. They're battling another toxic fire that bellows smoke into our city. Meanwhile, the BMC Commissioner Ajoy Mehta finally broke his silence on this very, very critical and serious health crisis today. His solution: to declare the dump yard a prohibited zone, equip it with night vision cameras. The Commissioner's public statement comes in the wake of that fire in the dumping ground over the weekend. Mumbaikars are still choking. Moving to the property market, prices have dipped for the quarter ending December in major property markets. However, if you're looking to play safe and buy a ready-to-move-in home, be prepared to shell out more. That's the word coming in from the magicbricks.com prop index, made available exclusively to this channel. Godrej Properties raises nearly 2,000 crore rupees to fund its construction across the country. This is equity investments. Godrej property projects across the country will receive the funding. But our focus this evening remains on that horrid dump yard fire that has broken again. Remember, this is a crisis situation that we've been focusing on for the last 2 months, and repeated calls on the government to do something about the dump yard. And here we are with another fire. There was a press conference held this morning after the press chased the Chief Minister for a response. He wasn't able to offer us one. He then instructed Ajoy Mehta of the BMC to meet with the press. Ajoy Mehta offered us solutions that seemed inadequate and not enough given the kind of situation that we're looking at. Those visuals on your screen right now are of this evening as that fire continues to rage. Remember also, the BMC has been told by the High Court to stop issuing any new construction permits in the city of Mumbai until they find a solution for the dump yard. There's no solution in sight. In the meantime, there's smoke bellowing across the entire city. Remember, this is not a problem in just Chembur or Deonar. This is a problem in all of Mumbai. If you live in Mumbai, that is the air that you and your children are breathing tonight. On the show with me right now, Rais Sheikh, leader, SP, a member of the standing committee, who's been working with the BMC so far to try and find a solution. Vandana Trivedi is a resident who's been fighting this cause. Jayashree Kurup, head of content and research at magicbricks.com. Kuldeep Chawla, managing partner at Milestone Private Equity. Rohit Gera joins us from Gera Developments. Amit Goenka, managing director, CEO, Nasis Finance. Thank you, all of you, for joining us. Rais Sheikh, that dump yard fire that we've been talking about, the fact that we have no new permissions to build in the city of Mumbai, this is where it's come to. The citizens of Mumbai don't have one basic right, and that's the right to clean air. How much longer are we going to have to demand this from our government?
See, the time has come that we are coming on the streets. Tomorrow we have a huge protest over there. The fire that I'm seeing on the screen is scaring me. That's my ward. That's where my people live. I live. And I can't tell you, we can't breathe. We're choking over there. I can understand the rest of Mumbai, but imagine we're just at the edge of the dumping ground. Why we've come to this position is that we had visionless political leadership, and the bureaucracy actually is not taking steps. On the 3rd of February, the IIT, the NERI, all of the engineers and the best technical minds of this country told BMC to take immediate remedies. Those remedies were not implemented. And today my commissioner goes on air with no solution and says that from tomorrow I'm going to implement. 2.5 years I've been fighting for a simple thing like a CCTV camera. Now what do? There have been adjournments in standing committee. We've been protesting in the house, on the street. Mr. Chief Minister, if you're watching this channel today, please listen to the experts. Take decision immediately. This is emergency.
Vandana, I want to ask you this. While while it's one thing to put a call to the Chief Minister, we've spoken to the Chief Minister. The Chief Minister has given his personal assurance to the citizens of Chembur and Deonar and the citizens of the city that he will find a solution. 2 months later, we're back in square one. There's no solution for the garbage. There's no solution for the dump yard. There's no solution immediately for the fire, for the methane that's coming out of it. Is an assurance from the Chief Minister enough? Can we take his word for it anymore?
See, when the first fire started at the beginning of this year in January, we met up with the Chief Minister. He gave us a set of assurances. So did the BMC Chief, Mr. Ajoy Mehta. Now we are staring at March 19th, since when the fire has started. You can see the pictures on your screen. I think that I should evacuate the area. I do not know if the entire Mumbai city should be evacuating. My humble submission to anyone and everyone who is watching this is, please let the citizens not fall victims to the political slugfest that's happening over here. I've just been on another forum where there was a multi-party representation, but believe me, it has only left me disillusioned. We do not have the basic right to live in a pollution-free environment. Article 21 has been abused by all and sundry at the establishment. My only question right now today is, when will this fire stop?
When will this fire stop? In fact, this morning our reporter met with the Chief Minister. She actually just blocked his way at Mantralaya, and he passed the buck. He said, speak to Ajoy Mehta. It's the BMC's problem. The BMC has to solve this problem. It's not my problem. That's not the case, is it, Raishik? It is the Chief Minister's problem. Eventually, the BMC does report to the state government.
See, I would say it is everybody's role over here.
Where does the buck stop? It's everybody's role. It's my role. I live in Deonar. It's my role to segregate government.
He is the head of the state.
But where does the buck stop?
It is the Chief Minister. He's head of the state. He's the chief of the UD, Urban Development Department, which appoints the commissioner, which removes the commissioner. This is the time the Chief Minister speaks up and takes up charge. He cannot pass it to Ajoy Mehta, who comes up and circulates the same press release which I've been reading since last 6 months. Please.
What we're also going to do, Vandana, before I come back to you, is on the screen we're going to put out the Chief Minister's Twitter handle. Tweet it out. Actually get in touch with the Chief Minister and complain about the fact that he's not offering us a basic quality of the life for the kind of taxes that we pay in this city. Is ridiculous. Vandana?
So, if you want to put out the Twitter handle of the Chief Minister, please do that from 7 p.m. onwards on the 7th of February, which is when we met him. He has assured us on Twitter that security will be enhanced at the dump, a compound wall will be built around the dump. Mind you, all of this after 90 years of the existence of the dump, and we still are talking about the same thing this evening when Mr. Ajoy Mehta gave a press conference. The intent may be very good, however, what about implementation?
I'll tell you what Ajoy Mehta has promised. He said, we've already put CCTV cameras. We'll make sure that they are night vision CCTV cameras.
Okay.
We'll create prohibited areas.
Do they know, therefore, how this fire came into force today?
I've asked for the images of the last 3 days. They don't have it. They are immature CCTV cameras. 2.5 years I've been telling them, take my fund, take MLA fund, take CSR of my company, put these cameras. Now they're saying that we'll put them. Why? Who's behind this? Who's behind this?
There were 3 reports that were requested from IIM, from IIT and from TCS. What happened to those reports?
I went to IIT on 3rd of February. I made IIT slog for 3 days. Thank you to all the professors and people in IIT. They worked day in and day out. 3rd of February, we came with the report to the municipal commissioner. We said, this is what needs to be done. IIT is telling me since 5 years, we've given 20 reports. All reports are identical. How to capture methane, how to capture leachate, everything is there on the paper. Okay. Now my municipal commissioner says today, I'm told I am going to do it from tomorrow.
SU Kamdar, he's a senior advocate representing the BMC.
Same story.
Representing the BMC at the High Court in that court case that was filed. It was a PIL filed by residents. Yes. SU Kamdar was representing the BMC. Mr. Kamdar, thank you for speaking with us, but this is appalling. What does the BMC have to say to defend itself to the citizens of this city right now?
It is not within the control of the BMC.
How is it not within the control of the BMC, Mr. Kamdar? This is the BMC's job. This is the BMC's job.
Mr. Kamdar, you should be sacked. I am Rai Sheikh saying, for saying this, you should be sacked, Mr. Kamdar.
But tell us, Mr. Kamdar, let's humor this answer. Why is it not under the control of the BMC? What is not under the control of the BMC?
Now, if you allow me to speak, then I can speak. The
Go ahead.
point is that the situation in Deonar is such that it is just the height of the dump has reached 55-meter height.
Who has
And
led to
the
this height?
gas is releasing from inside, which is catching the fire. Now, if only thing can be done is just now to douse the fire and slowly
close the dumping ground part as far as possible.
Are you saying this officially?
Mr. Kamdar, how did it get to this? How did the problem reach this
This
height?
problem has reached because this dumping ground has started in the year 1927.
And whose fault is that?
When there were no rules of
Rules came in 2000. What you did after that? Forget the history. We know. We know since 1927. We know 12 million tons.
Yeah. After 2000, the dumping ground at Deonar could not be rectified because it had already reached beyond proportion. The corporation started a new dumping ground at Kanjurmarg in 2003.
Mr. Kamdar, tell me this. Mr. Kamdar, tell me this. When you were in court arguing on behalf of the BMC, the High Court first of all questioned the BMC's ability to manage this city. It then went ahead and banned all fresh permissions for construction in the city of Mumbai, a city that is completely facing a housing crisis at this point, cannot build any houses for its citizens. You're telling me now that the BMC actually has some sort of a response to this sort of behavior?
No, as far as the BMC is concerned, I can speak about. As far as judgment is concerned, whether it is right, wrong or otherwise.
You represented us in BMC. You represented us in court. You got the judgment against the city. You could not defend it. What? You are not responsible.
Of not defending it.
You failed. You failed. Today, there are no construction on open land.
Raishik, I don't think the council has failed as much as the BMC itself has failed. Let's be honest about it. Defending the BMC in any forum, whether that's the High Court or this debate or on the streets of the city, will be impossible because the BMC just cannot do its job.
I can appeal to the people of Mumbai, join every movement, come on the streets tomorrow 3:30. First time we are going to block the trucks from entering Deonar. I have decided, my people have decided every week, once in a week, we are going to stop these vehicles. That is the only way the Chief Minister and the Municipal Commissioner is going to listen. The people of Deonar, people of Govandi have been very responsible. We have always thought that if we stop these trucks, there will be litter on the streets. But now we are in exceptional conditions. We can't breathe in that area. You see the fire. We're just on the edge of the dumping ground.
The last time this happened and the citizens were going to take to the streets, there was an appeal from the Chief Minister not to do so because there was a Make in India summit happening in BKC and the Chief Minister didn't want to be embarrassed. Should he be embarrassed now?
We shouldn't have listened to him.
I hope he is. It is a question of survival for us. I'm not sure. See, honestly, I'm not sure who should be embarrassed or who shouldn't be. I don't know who to take this up to. He is my chief minister. He is my government. I pay taxes to my government. I pay Swachh Bharat cess to my government. All I'm asking for is that allow us to breathe clean air. That is the only demand. We do not know what you do, how you do. This site has already outlived its utility, is what the BMC website tells me.
I want to point out to our viewers what they're looking at. These are visuals from Deonar this morning. Those are school children. Now, if you're a parent raising a child in the city of Mumbai, remember that you can protect your children from everything. How will you protect them from the air? And this is air right now that's filling the city of Mumbai. Whether you live in Chembur or in Vadala or in Bandra or in the south of Mumbai, that's your air.
I would request citizens to please look up the AQI air quality index that SAFAR puts out. Today, Worli, BKC, Andheri, Borivali, Chembur, of course, all the localities are having air quality reading which is poor, which is over 240. The overall air quality reading for Mumbai itself is 242. I mean, when I stepped into the studio, I checked this. It might have just got worse given the horrible visuals that I can see right now in front of me. My kids are back home. I want to leave the studio and go back to them and protect them to the best of my abilities because this is going to hit us very, very bad if it's not already hit us badly.
I'm going to take a slight tangent here because we are a real estate channel. Amit Goenka, the city of Mumbai has no plan. The managers of the city of Mumbai are not able to manage this city. Are we looking at a situation here? We don't have a development plan. We don't have a plan for garbage. We right now have no permissions to build anything new in this city. The city is a mess. Is this city going to rot? In 10 years from now, will Bombay be the Kolkata of today?
Well, I hope not, given the huge amount of investments that have poured into the city, not just domestically, but also internationally. Recently, you heard of a 2,500 crore investment that recently went in from an international investor into the city and actually very near the entire Kurla, Govandi and Chembur area. So clearly, these are very prime areas. They need to be preserved. They need to be enhanced. I would shudder to think that if this be the case, what kind of verdict, what kind of views we are putting out to our international community of investors, given that a huge amount of efforts are being drawn from every quarter to bring back investors who have actually started looking at us with a very, very cautious view, and we don't want that caution to turn from optimism to skepticism or even avoiding the country all over again. So it's very important that we take very strong measures. Some of the measures are being taken at the central level, but however, it's the local level, the state level, the district level measures that will finally pan out.
Goenka, I want to take our viewers through what they're looking at on their screen right now. This is the air quality index. Remember, air quality of 100 is acceptable. Worli, you're about 250% above what is acceptable. Andheri, Chembur, BKC, Kolaba. BKC is at 322 today. These are today's numbers. Navi Mumbai is at 283. Moscow is at 303. This is what you're breathing. This is not a Chembur problem. This is not a Deonar problem. I repeat again and again. This is the entire MMR region. It's blowing into Thane. It's blowing into Navi Mumbai, into Worli. So if you're in your apartments right now thinking that you're safe, thinking that the sea breeze is cleaning up your neighborhood, it's not. Nothing is cleaning up your neighborhood. Certainly not the BMC and certainly not the state government. Kuldeep Chawla, why would anybody invest in the city of Mumbai? And what would you say to its citizens right now?
I don't know what to say. That's all I can say, because I feel embarrassed as a citizen of this country. I feel miserable as a citizen of Mumbai, as a resident of Mumbai. I really don't know what to say. I think, however, that we have to find ways and means and do it fast, because what we breathe determines everything.
Jayashree, I want to bring you in here as well. You've been studying quality of life across various cities. You've been studying the confidence that comes in for citizens. This is an appalling state of affairs for the city. And I want to point this out to the citizens of Mumbai. Delhi had a problem earlier this year. Delhi found a solution. Bangalore has a solution right now where they've forced, it's a solution that's not working very well, but at least it's a proactive government. They've found a solution where every apartment complex has to forcibly segregate its own garbage and only hand over segregated garbage. Pune has a lot of wonderful solutions that we're going to come to in a second, but Jayashree, Mumbai?
Faye, the problem started with Mumbai. If you look at what happened during the Mumbai floods, that was the first time that the central government finally decided that urban India needs a relook, because urban India was going under. We've seen what happened in Chennai. The problem was no less. Today we're seeing it in Mumbai, and like you said, there are cities that have actually tried to take corrective measures, but ultimately I think, Faye, exactly what people like Vandana are doing. The citizens are the ones who are most impacted, and they are the ones who will have to take up the cudgels, because there's plenty of money. We are all paying the cess, right? Yes. If that cess is utilized it can find a solution. It's just that we have to get over the political inertia.
This was a demand that we had before the budget, that it's high time that the central government makes an allocation to fight air pollution. My question to the Prime Minister, Mr. Prime Minister, is this. When you start a Swachh Bharat campaign, why is our air not part of that campaign? Why can't we also demand clean air? Rohit Gera, I want to ask you this. We know that Pune has had a lot of plans, whether it is within the PMC or the PCMC. Have you had success in Pune? Is there anything there that we can learn from?
Faye, I think rather than look at just a Pune type of solution, I think at a bigger picture, as far as Mumbai is concerned, we need like a tiger team solution led by the Chief Minister, attacking this problem on a war footing basis and really look at putting a solution into place which is a 50-year solution on an overnight basis. I think that's a really important direction and an approach that we need to take. I think it's also important to recognize the challenge, and I'm not saying that therefore that's the reason to not put a solution into place. But we have a situation of not in my backyard. Nobody wants a dump yard to be moved anywhere. As citizens, we have to agree, be willing to support whatever decisions are taken, however far we need to move the dump yard. Let's move it, let's pay what needs to be paid and solve this problem once and for all.
All right. I'm also told that we're receiving a lot of phone calls from our viewers and our citizens about this. Vandana, this is the appalling thing about the problem. The fact that the citizens of Mumbai right now are willing to do what it takes. And we've learnt this from Delhi. When Delhi brought in its odd and evens program, a lot of people said the citizens are never going to follow. It's an impossible suggestion. We'll never be able to enforce it. But they were able to enforce it. Is it high time now that Bombay bites the bullet, decides that, okay, this needs to be done? Like Rohit just suggested, citizens come out and say, we'll do whatever it needs to be done. We know that the CM has a war room. He has a war room about investments. He has a war room about, a couple of other things. Why not a war room of this problem? Is it not of critical status right now?
I think that if there is any war room that needs to be had, it is the war room to save citizens' lives. See, please mind you, this is, if it were, God forbid, a terrorist attack, if it were, say, a Bhopal gas tragedy, right? You see people dying right in front of your eyes, right? So the entire establishment is up in flames, and you do what it takes to counter that, don't you? Right? This is even worse than that. I mean, this is the entire population of Mumbai dying a slow death. Why don't we understand that? We are dying a premature death because we are inhaling this smoke. And you don't see people falling off and dying today, and therefore there is this apathy probably. I mean, things that were assured to us a month back, simple things like a compound wall to be built around the dump, security to be enhanced, vision cameras, night vision and CCTV cameras to be put in place. Nothing has moved. Today, we hear the same things again from Mr. Ajoy Mehta, that these are our action plans. The only two addition things that I have picked up today, quite frankly, is A, he's going to declare this a prohibited zone.
I'll tell you what it will be prohibited for. It will be prohibited for the media. I'll tell you that.
And B, he has said that there will be bore wells put in place. My question is, where is implementation? I mean, I can sit here today.
Jayashree.
The citizens have to step in because
step in and do what? Step in how?
Let me just tell you. The 74th Amendment clearly, we have a law that enables citizens to participate in governance. More than that, if your backyard is not taken care of, if your immediate surroundings are not taken care of, and I'm talking as a property analyst, I'm telling you, your property values, the capital values, the rental values are going to see a serious dip. For each one of you who owns property, either as an investor or stays in that locality, your property values are going to go take a nosedive if you don't step up. So it's not a question of should I do it, can I do it, how can I do it? Get together and do it, because that's the only way
That's the only way if the citizens come together. Yes. Shilpa Bosco is on the phone line from Chembur. Shilpa started the petition, that finally wound up in High Court. Shilpa, thank you for joining us. We've been talking over 2 months. We found no solution. Is it time to take a harder stand as citizens?
I have just 2 questions. Okay. Hello?
Yes, go ahead, Shilpa.
I would like to know first, you say that it is a prohibited area, correct?
Yes.
If it is a prohibited area, what is the mafia doing there? What are you doing about the garbage mafia?
What are you doing? Ray Sheikh, do you want to answer that? I mean, it is your constituency at the end.
See, we've been screaming about the mafia. The CM made a statement on the floor of the House that we've taken
before
100...
you start, Mr. Ray Sheikh, before you start, in the papers we've been hearing that there are 7 mafias. 1.5 months on, not one mafia has been arrested. The army belongs to this ministry, okay? The government. The police belongs to this government. What have they done about it?
Shilpa, I'm asking the same question to the Chief Minister. I'm asking this to the Police Commissioner.
Even you are the MLA. You are the MLA. You are the one who's supposed to get all these things organized. Why are you asking them?
What do I do? What do I do? Go catch them. I'm in 2 months. If I'm screaming, I'm protesting, I'm walking out. I can only take legislative means. I'm not an MLA, I'm a corporator. I've taken every legislative mean available in the act, whether it is adjournment, whether it is a walkout, whether it is a protest, sit down. We've done protests on the streets.
It's time you stop fooling the citizens.
I don't need to fool anyone, Shilpa. I don't need to fool anyone.
You are. It is time you guys stop fooling the citizens.
I don't need to fool anyone, Shilpa. I don't need to fool anyone.
Tell me this, Raish. You've said that you've taken legislative measures up till now and you've gotten nothing in response. I want to know what you're doing tomorrow morning. The visuals that we're looking at, these are your citizens. This is your area. What are you doing tomorrow morning?
There is a very important standing committee meeting.
Who's in the standing committee?
The 26 members, the Shiva Sena people, the BJP, Congress, NCP, everybody's. I've moved an adjournment motion, means the business of the corporation will close tomorrow without business. 3:30, I'm on the street. I've decided as I said, once in a week, we'll stop the vehicles from entering the Deonar dumping ground.
Ask what citizens are doing tomorrow?
Shilpa Bosco, do you have a plan for tomorrow? What are you doing tomorrow?
Yes, we plan to go to the Azad Maidan and have a peace protest out there. We're going to be standing there. We want citizens to participate.
Azad Maidan tomorrow at what time?
From 10 to 11 o'clock.
Yes,
tomorrow.
10 to 11.
Right. This is a call for citizens across the city of Mumbai. Azad Maidan at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. A protest to get the attention of a peaceful protest.
Yes.
To get the attention of the Chief Minister for his citizens in the city that we live in. Kishore Bajaj is on the phone line. Kishore, go ahead.
Yeah, this is regarding the BMC contractors.
Yes.
Who are working on the link road of Andheri.
Yes.
And the garbage which is there is always left on the road without ever cleaning. And I've even contacted the officers. They say we have a 3 years contract. Let them do the work as they want, and we will help the contractors out. I think this is a complete corruption against the BMC people.
You know, I want to bring to our audience's notice one more thing. The BMC has an annual budget of 36,000 crore rupees.
Deposit of 51,000 crores.
It is the richest corporation in the country. It has a budget that's larger than several state governments.
Absolutely.
And there's no work happening. The roads are a mess. Everything is dug up. The air is a mess. The water is a mess. The fire safety is a mess. There's absolutely no work happening in this city. And the word that we're all fishing for right now is the word corruption. It's corruption, which is why nothing's happening. Right, Sheikh? There's corruption in all of our systems, whether it's how the BMC is handing out contracts or it's how they're managing the garbage. We know that the entire garbage problem is a problem of corruption. It's not a problem of garbage.
I'm an elected representative since 4 years. I'm representing a section of society in the corporation. Till the Bangla system stops, till we ensure that contractors don't have to go on bungalows and, please the supremos, corruption in BMC will never stop.
What is the solution? What is the solution?
Solution is transparency. We've brought some transparency, yes, results will follow, but you need citizen participation. If I have to go on protest...
So tomorrow morning, if the citizens of the city are all going to Azad Maidan, tell us what you want. What do you want the citizens to do? Tell us what you want the
citizens to voice on every forum. Like I have a colleague now who's voicing it. It's a movement. This is what is going to change Mumbai. Armchair...
this is going to be a peaceful protest up to only a certain point. After this, I don't think you can expect citizens to continue to peacefully do this stuff. Once a week we'll go and complain if your children are dying, if you're breathing this horrible kind of air. Sometime soon this whole thing is going to explode. I think it's a ticking time bomb in more ways than one. And I think that urgent action needs to be taken. Citizens are showing restraint right now. I really don't think that this is going to go on for too much longer.
Faye, may I give the example of what happened in Delhi a few years ago? This was roughly about 4-5 years ago when there was so much garbage and Queen Elizabeth said that Delhi is one big dump yard, and all of us felt terrible about it. But I think at that point of time what really happened was the Chief Minister, the then Chief Minister, started something called the Bhagidari, where at every locality level they identified trainers who would train the rest of the locality, and everybody started segregating waste. In a year's time, you could eat off the floor of that place because the garbage was managed so well. So actually, if the citizens want to take charge, it is possible. And people like Vandana, if they're leading the protest, my request to you is take it more into action and not more than and a little more than protest. If the garbage that goes out of your own
so that's
colony,
already being done, Jayashree. That's already being done, and your Vandana will also tell you.
Rais bhai, let me just address that point, ma'am. I have taken a shot, of garbage being mixed right at the backyard of the Mantralaya. The garbage truck number is MH01AP7119. Okay, we have a Facebook page called MumbaiPollution.in. I have put up pictures there. I was at work, I saw them doing this, I have clicked pictures. Yes, the citizens have to segregate garbage. There is no two ways about it. I have been doing it for the last 3 years.
You segregate garbage in this city. The BMC will come and mix it in front of you. They will mix it in front of you because there's no plan for segregated garbage.
2,000 crores of budget in SWM department, solid waste management department, only 17% has been utilized. We have 51,000
we can sit around and talk about this as much as we want. I live in Deonar. I feel helpless. I feel stupid at this point because we've given this government 2 months of leeway that they were never entitled to begin with. How much longer are we going to wait? How many more peaceful protests are we going to make? Obviously, this government thinks that they can take us along for the ride for as long as they want to.
See, we have decided peaceful, yes, but we are not going to allow trucks to enter Deonar. That is step one. Govandi residents have been very responsible because we feel that if we don't allow trucks inside, there will be litter, garbage on the streets. But no, yes, if this is what the CM wants, one day we'll have to take the garbage to the CM bungalow and dump it inside there. That's the only solution that I see.
Your solution is dump your garbage in the Chief Minister's bungalow.
What can I do? How much do you want me to scream? I'm a democratically elected representative. I'm falling sick. I can't breathe. I lost my voice once. What do you want?
Vandana, are you prepared to dump your garbage in the Chief Minister's bungalow tomorrow? Is that what we have come to?
I don't know if I have to save my life. Probably yes. You get desperate, right, when your life is in danger. So the point that I think Mr. Gera made, we are working professionals. We are parents of little kids at home. So therefore, we are doing peaceful protest. We have never dealt with the establishment that way I dealt in the morning, trying to get permission for my protest tomorrow morning. I spent half a day at Azad Maidan police station trying to get permission for it.
I'm prepared now because
I think the problem is the fact that we are asking for permission to protest in a peaceful manner. I want to ask the other people on the panel who are wearing suits and go to office every day. Amit Goenka, you're a citizen of this city. Will you dump your garbage in the Chief Minister's bungalow tomorrow if that's what it comes to?
Well, I mean, there is a notional way of demonstrating your frustration, and maybe that's a good way, if not a permanent way of actually solving any problem. But clearly, I think if that's the stench that you want to raise, then why not? I mean, it's a democracy, and there are ways and means to demonstrate that. At the end of the day, however, if there is a memorandum of the citizens that is put forth, one is there is a technical study done, and I don't know how many of us actually have access to the technical study, but if there is a citizens memorandum of what needs to be done, what are we willing to do in participation with the government rather than it being a one-way blame game, because clearly the problems are in front of us. If we are segregating garbage and we're saying, hey, we need a solution where we need separate trucks and that need to be made available so that the problem can be solved going forward, then why not? Let's put that memorandum also in front of the government that here's the solution. The problem is evident, and we're just saying, hey, it's a one-way street, it's your problem. As the civic administration, you need to solve it. I don't think they're denying it. I think there is an affidavit in the court exactly of the government admitting that they have been at lapse.
They're admitting their problem because we made them admit their problem. They're admitting their problem because citizens took them to court. Because we just weren't, and we've tried everything. We've tried the protests, we've taken them to court. There's nothing left to do. There's nothing left to do, Amit, here. Other
all
than
I'm
another
just saying is
peaceful
that let's
protest
start an initiative.
protest at Azad
There's already a
Maidan tomorrow.
movement that seems
Initiative
to be
is on
brewing here.
since years.
Okay, all right. We could sit around and talk about this as much as we can. We will do on this channel a couple of things. We will call for that protest at Azad Maidan tomorrow. Anybody who's watching right now, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, make your voices heard. We will continue to beat down the doors of the BMC, of the Commissioner and the Chief Minister to demand a solution and to demand an answer. We will go at this day after day until we find a solution, because we just cannot continue to live like this in the city of Mumbai. It's unacceptable. If you want to join the march with us tomorrow. Get in touch with us on any of our contact details and voice your concern for what's happening and join our demand for the right to clean air in the city of Mumbai. We're going to take a very quick break. We'll come back with the prop index from magicbricks.com. Don't go anywhere.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.